into the game. Awesome. Let me see if my summoner blockers are lined up. Actually, this needs to get expanded then. And they are. My eyes are terrible. Okay, there we go. They look good. Actually, they're not good.
So going into it, Fozz and Freljord are playing with a substitute tonight. Their top laner is MIA.
Manslayer not able to make it tonight, so he will be subbed for with Woolly Cow. Not sure Woolly Cow is going to be going, but I do know we put 80 carry in some of the lobbies that we saw him in.
Yep, and so first bands going through, we have Yasuo and Draven. Draven, Chris Hansen's main champion, or one of his main champions. Yasuo is also very popular lately, very strong champion, so he's pretty much always been. And just to clarify, the blue side of this game will be the Fozz and Freljord. They have Zigzag, Breaking Bad, Chris Hansen, Brand Zusi, and Woolly Cow. We don't know where they're going just yet, but we will soon enough.
Was going to change the stream title, but these guys kind of went off on their own path. So went off without us. So
yeah, the purple team is the Noxian Elite. They're also playing with some substitutes.
Crusher Crush. I think Crusher Crush at this point is probably main lineup. He's played in every single one of their games that I've seen.
I'm not sure where he went originally, but
yep.
We'll have to see. But their roles are, as of this game, will probably be their standard roles from now on.
And Lata is the new main roster, as there's been a lot of roster problems for the Noxian Elite, so Lata was brought in.
Yeah, but going into it, we have Tristana, Morgana, Lucian, and Alistar banned, all very powerful picks. The two top 80 carries in North America in the Western scene are banned. We have seen a lot of Twitch from the Eastern teams, the Korean teams, the Chinese teams. They like a lot of Twitch, so he's showing a lot of strength. Corki seems to have kind of fallen in popularity, but is still a very strong pick. So those 80 carries are up. Alistar, very powerful top laner and support. He's gone in Morgana as well, mostly in the support role.
See what the Frozen Freljord pick with their first. Are they going to go with the Nami? Going to secure that support maybe. Is that going to lock that in? Likely going to be his pick, as he is the support player for that team.
Putting a lot of value on the Nami. There's some pretty big picks up. Like Maokai is still up. Orianna is still up. So obviously valuing that Nami and trying to hide their composition a bit, it seems.
Yes.
The Nessus pick is a bit curious if they do go through it. It's Chris Hansen's main jungler, so if Chris Hansen was jungling.
I believe Breaking Bad is the jungler for the team, unless they do a bunch of role swaps because of Willie Manslayer's absence. They're going to lock in the Braum, though, so getting that frontline support locked up first. Riven being switched to, not having to be banned. No Manslayer means Riven gets through the bans.
Yep, we could see it picked here. Braum, just standard pick. It's okay versus Nami. It's not the greatest, not the worst. Pretty even matchup. Braum's very strong in the game. He has a lot of game presence as does Nami, so pretty even support picks here.
And they are going to pick the Riven, so Riven is locked in. And we've got a Jarvan hover and a Garen hover. I do know Chris Hansen has been fiddling around with Garen, in theory crafting some things with him.
As we saw last patch, Garen got some pretty significant buffs. Not to his damage, but towards his tankiness. He gets a lot of regeneration now.
And it's on a shorter cooldown, and it triples in the late game from what it was before base.
Yeah, the big thing is it's in the late game. It's around level 16 when Garen's actually kind of irrelevant, honestly. When he doesn't do much damage, he's just a tank.
So to tank the first brunt of the fight, step out and heal back up, and it looks like we might see Chris Hansen in the top lane with that Garen.
And Breaking Bad picking Shyvana is a pretty interesting one. Shyvana in the jungle hasn't been seen in a while. We've seen a lot of top lane Shyvana recently, especially in Sirius gaming lobbies. So seeing in the jungle is definitely a possibility unless it's jungle Garen.
Doing the little tribute to the Manslayer with the Shyvana. Kha'Zix is the hover for Controlled Chaos. Did you know he typically jungles for the Noxian Elite? But with the roster changes, we'll have to see if that stands.
It will be interesting. We do see definitely some waiting on that second pick, the 4th pick from the purple team, from the Noxian, or the Noxian Elite. It's gonna take me a second to get those. Looking at standings though, the Noxian Elite are so far 0-2. The Frozen Freljord are 1-1. So Noxian Elite are definitely hungry for that first victory, and Frozen Freljord definitely want a positive record. So this game is pretty big deals.
Switch Nautilus and then switch to a Mumu. So a lot of last second switch there to a Mumu for Control Chaos. That is a champion I've seen him on. So he is comfortable with the Mumu. And Lata gonna lock in Caitlyn as the AD carry. So only the mid laner left to be shown for the Noxian Elite.
Yep, the Mumu pick is really good because they have a lot of AD on their composition. They have Riven top likely and Caitlyn in the bottom lane. So obviously you have to have your AD carry, and we haven't seen the mid laner yet, but as of right now this composition was very AD centric, very carry centric as well. Riven doesn't tend to build tank, so they beefed out their front line with the Mumu pick and with the Braum pick, so a very solid composition coming out from the Noxian Elite. On the flip side, just the Frozen Freljord looked like to be going a really different composition. Vel'Koz is very kite oriented. He likes these prolonged fights where he gets to throw out a lot of his spells, gets to kite back on very engagey comps. So Vel'Koz's going to do really well against Riven, but maybe not so well against Mumu, who has a very good all-in. It also kind of doesn't match. Garen likes to just go in and go deep and go strong, and doesn't really match with Vel'Koz, but we'll have to see how that plays out.
We'll have to see. Haven't seen a Vel'Koz mid. Haven't seen Vel'Koz at all in quite a bit, actually. As the music times out, the one you wish. Gonna probably pick his mid laner here. Likely to pick his mid laner. So I believe he mid lanes for the Noxian Elite, if I remember correctly. Gonna hover over the Orianna.
I'm actually really surprised to see Orianna get through this late. It's very highly contested in Sirius gaming. Pick pretty much every game. So we do see it again. And it goes in the final pick. He does get the matchup that he wants. He picked into the Vel'Koz matchup and thinks Orianna's a good pick. So we'll have to see how that plays out in the mid lane as well. A lot of things to see how it plays out in this game.
And yeah, we'll have to see. They got an AoE kind of team fight oriented style on the Noxian Elite. Braum, Mumu, and Orianna really help that out. But they also have the Riven. We'll have to see if Riven's going to team fight, or is she going to try to split push this game away.
We do see Chris Hansen relieving his AD carry position to Willie Cow and going in the top lane to make up for Manslayer. So it will be interesting to see how he does against Crusher Crush, who has actually had pretty good performances in the top lane. Yeah,
and not really a top laner, if I remember correctly, for Crusher Crush. I don't think it's his main role. I believe he's more of a carry role player, mid or top.
Yeah, very interesting stat. Oh, wait, actually, this name is pretty different too. TSM Diamond's jungler, he normally is the AD carry as well.
Yes.
And they also do not have Soden Junk, who's their normal support. Controlled Chaos, their jungler, before is moving into the support role. So a lot of movement.
Yeah, a lot of movement on this team.
Elite.
As we say, Chris Hansen, normally the AD carry, you're a very aggressive AD carry, gonna go to the top lane. And from what I would think of this matchup, I think he's going to be on the back foot a lot in this matchup top lane. Riven.
See, I always thought Garen had a better early game than Riven, but I'm not really sure anymore. Riven's early games were really good, so it's really hard to say. But the big thing is, when the Frozen Freljord win, it's because of Chris Hansen. He has the highest gold per minute on his team by far. He's an absolute monster when he gets going. Right now he has 16 total season kills, only 8 deaths, and 10 assists. He averaged 474 gold per minute. That's over 100 more than anyone else on his team currently. So when the Frozen Freljord win, it is because Chris Hansen goes off, he gets a lot of gold, and he pushes his team to victory.
Yep. One caveat to say about that, though, is that it is only through one game. They did get a forfeit victory.
That's true.
And so even in a loss, Chris Hansen's a lot of gold per minute, getting really big. So it will be interesting to see what they can pull off with Willie Cow in the AD role. He was impressive in lobbies. We haven't seen him since. We'll have to see what he can pull off with the Frozen Freljord.
Yeah, this Frozen Freljord comp's going to take a lot of, I don't know, smarts. They have a very good engage with Shyvana and Garen. But then they have really good like fallback. Like they can kite with Nami and Vel'Koz super easy into Jinx traps, into Jinx damage. They have a very good composition. It's not really like leaning one way or another, like poke comp or pick comp or AoE comp. It's just really it has a bit of everything.
Yes. One thing I'm concerned about is that if they do choose to, if they are in the ahead, it's gonna be kind of hard for them to engage like fully and really keep people in place. That's one thing. I mean, Nami gets a good initiation ult after the like a Shyvana ult. That would probably be enough. But outside of that, like Garen doesn't provide a whole lot in the team fight other than a silence and decent damage.
No, he doesn't. He's very weird. It's a champion that either it does a lot in a game or does absolutely nothing. So
it depends on how fed he gets usually.
Yeah, it has a lot to do with his early game, and so we'll have to see if Chris Hansen's able to get out of control against the Crusher Crush in the top lane. It's really a big deal. It's going to be a focus lane, really, I think, for both junglers as well. Vel'Koz and Orianna are going to be extremely difficult to gank, and the bottom lane's always difficult to gank because of the high amount of wards. You have a champion dedicated to warding, so it tends to be pretty difficult to get a good gank off.
I would say Garen is the was kind of like Renekton before Renekton ever existed. This really strong early game laner who can tries to bully his laner out, but falls off in the late game. But Garen typically could take a little bit better than Renekton in the late game, with his W reducing so much damage for even just a temporary amount of time. So we'll have to see what Chris Hansen can pull off with that Garen. It's definitely the most interesting pick, I'd say. Seeing a Vel'Koz mid is very interesting. I haven't seen that in a while. I know that it's a popular support pick, or a relatively popular support pick at higher elo, but not something I see very often down in the depths of gold.
Yeah, I have had an opportunity to play some Vel'Koz mid. I think it's pretty good. It has very clear strengths in poke and has great burst, stuff like that.
And yeah, definitely has really good options. I saw a video. I think it was a video of Faker playing Vel'Koz, and he actually 100-0 to Riven, trying to get a little too aggressive on a recalling Faker and just blew him up.
Stuff like that'll happen.
I don't know how far ahead he was. I don't know the context of the situation. All I know is that Riven was not pleased with the ending, with the scenario that occurred.
I'm actually curious to see if Branzusi actually plays Vel'Koz consistently. When you see weird picks like that, it's normally because people actually play the champion. We saw that with Mr. Fluffles and his Victor. He's one of the few Victor players. And that might change with the recent Victor update, but at the time, he was the only Victor player I have seen in a long, long time, so...
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if Branzusi has Mastery.
Guess what I saw?
Little bit of friend aggro. Or parent aggro. I'm not sure what that was from Vamps. It happens to all of us.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Sorry about that. I got a 14-year-old sister, so...
sister aggro.
I get sister aggro once in a while.
Okay. I wasn't sure that was.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta put a sign on my door. Busy casting, can't talk right now, or something.
Yeah.
Something for next stream, but
Yeah, it happens to all of us. Been there.
Been there.
But we're into the game. Starting items out for each team. Cloth 5 for Garen. So definitely looking to survive the laning phase. Doesn't like his chances against the Crusher's Riven. Otherwise, standard starting items for all players. Doran's Rings for the mid laners. Doran's Blades for the AD carries. Spiel Thief's Edge for Nami. And Relic Shield for Braum.
They're very standard across the board. No TP in the top lane, though, which is pretty interesting.
No TP on either champion. Both really interesting, though, seeing how Chris Hansen chooses to go with the Cloth 5 and he gets Ignite.
It's actually happened with both the Garens we've casted, though. They both started with very defensive items. One started with the Doran Shield, the other started with the Cloth Armor. They were actually both Riven matches as well. The only time we saw Garen, or seen Garen is against Riven.
I could not recall.
It actually, both games had the Frozen Freljord too, because it was Manslayer's Riven against, I don't remember whose Garen, but it was Riven in this game as well.
Yeah, and we're seeing another Garen here from Chris Hansen. We'll see what he could do.
In the bottom lane, though...
Zag taking some harass. Will he get stunned? He will. Gonna take some more auto harass from Lada.
Noxian definitely getting the better of these trades.
Chris Hansen clearing the top wave with his spin. Trying to shove Riven under turret. Mid lane Branzusi and the One You Wish. Trading blows, trying to push up the wave.
Chris Hansen's actually doing some really big work on the Riven. She's down below half-assed above her health pot, so... Chris Hansen definitely gets some early advantage, but here comes the Mumu in the top lane.
We're gonna see a Mumu.
Chris Hansen has both cooldowns up. I think Crusher Crush should try to bait this out. See if he can bait out the Q, and then this could be a kill.
No middle where Breaking Bad comes in the mid lane. The One You Wish has to flash away. Chris Hansen going on the Crusher Crush, but here comes Diamond. Will he be able to really stop this? Chris Hansen doesn't have any cooldowns. He got 2 points as he gets away from the bandage toss.
Doesn't even have to use flash there. TSM Diamond a little preemptive on the stun there, but Chris Hansen, nice little juke, gets him out of there. Oh, but here he comes again. And Orion actually dipped really low in the mid lane while that was all happening.
Orion
Vel'Koz putting out some great trades.
When You Wish getting chucked again, we're gonna...
Branzusi could be looking for a kill.
TSM Diamond trying to burn this flash. Not even close with the bandage toss.
I think they're actually really scared of Crusher Crush just getting bursted, but TSM Diamond...
Shyvana in the bottom lane. The traps are going to get Lada. The bubble will not land as he flashes away and burns the heal. Exhaust comes down from Controlled Chaos, so 3 summoners for none in that exchange. Breaking Bad is still here, and Controlled Chaos goes in onto Zig2Zag. Will Breaking Bad be able to apply the red buff? The slow lands from Jinx. The red buff is on. Controlled Chaos does that flash. The bubble hits on Lada. No flash from her. First blood over to Woolly Cow.
And the Noxian Elite bottom lane got really aggressive there. Even though they just saw Shyvana, they decided, hey, Shyvana's got to be leaving. Let me go all in on this. And they ended up paying for it.
Yeah, Breaking Bad did not go too far. Breaking Bad was not far away and just ran back into the lane and got in range for a red buff slow. And that was the end of Lada's life.
Branzusi doing absolute work in this mid lane right now, pushing down the One You Wish his HP down to very low amounts. TSM Diamond coming in for the gank, but
has the red buff. Gotta slow down Branzusi.
That was a really big miss by Branzusi there.
Misses the knock-up. Will Branzusi be able to get away? Branzusi does slow TSM with the Q. She's getting sped up.
That's a kill.
That was the flash. Branzusi picks up the kill. Will he get the double kill? Misses the Q. The One You Wish just living with a sliver of life. So does... In the top lane, Crusher Crush dives Chris Hansen, picks up a kill. Ignite will get the Retribution. So 1-for-1 trade there, but Chris Hansen going to lose some creeps to the turret.
Chris Hansen does have a gold lead still, though. 200 gold in his name, has a lot of gold to buy items, ends up going with the Giant spell, so it's going to be really hard to kill him. And Branzusi does pick up a pretty big kill in the mid lane. Gets the red buff, which isn't extremely huge on Vel'Koz, but it's nice to deny it from a Mumu. And a red buff will mean the difference, because Oriana likes to auto-trade a lot in lane, and now she doesn't have that option, because she's going to lose to a red buff Vel'Koz.
Yes. Woolly Cow, down 10 CS in this bottom lane, but comes back with a pickaxe to Lada's only a second Doran's Blade. So definitely going to have the slight advantage in damage, not as much sustain. We'll see if Woolly Cow and Zig2Zag can really abuse their advantage that they have now in damage. Woolly Cow playing really far up in the lane, really trying to zone out Lada. And a laser coming out from Vel'Koz, dealing a lot of damage to the One You Wish. He's down to a little over 200 health now.
Breaking Bad's around, but he does not have. He's not close to level 6, so this would be a straight up dive. Oriana spies him out.
Sees him out from the. I believe that was from the turret. I don't even think he needed vision. In the bottom lane, TSM Diamond trying to get a gank onto Woolly Cow. The heal is burned from Woolly Cow. Flash yet to be burnt. Uses the zap, hits TSM Diamond, gonna force him off.
Yeah, and overall just a heal using the bottom lane and an exhaust.
In the top lane, Chris Hansen really using his CS lead with his first back with the Giant's Belt to his advantage, really harassing Crush and trying to push him under turret. Really forcing the less experienced player to yes under turret.
So the smart thing Crush did though is he bought a lot of potions on his back, so he's going to be able to keep up with Chris Hansen's sustain, but he has to be really wary that he doesn't get engaged with too low HP or he's just going to get ulted and lose all of it.
Crush really going to have to balance it. He's got level 6. Definitely not ready to go in onto Chris Hansen's Garen. There's the threat of that silence just nullifying his entire all-in. But we'll see what Crush can do. He's a little bit behind, but not out of that lane quite yet. TSM Diamond posturing for a gank at the bottom lane. Really trying to look for... Here he comes, going into this Zig to Zag and Woolly Cow are well out of position.
Woolly Cow gets stunned.
Oh, the bubble onto the TSM Diamond, gonna get Woolly Cow out. Crush gets ulted by Garen. The Mossy just is not gonna be enough to take down.
Chris Hansen probably looking for this dive.
Oh, here comes Breaking Bad here. Crush gonna go down to the twin bite of Shyvana.
Man, Crush
here comes a laser onto the One You Wish. The true damage will not proc for a second time. That likely would have killed One You Wish.
No, it did proc.
Oh, it did proc.
Hey, it gets him with the geometry!
Gets him with the geometry. And that is another kill over to the Frozen Freljord. But the Noxian Elite gonna try to respond with this dragon as Shyvana steals away the red buff.
Shyvana did show in the top lane, so we do see the Noxian Elite responding with the dragon. Great kill there by Branzusi though. And really unfortunately for Crush, had he gotten his ult off there, that could have been a double kill. Garen would have dropped to the turret much faster, and then Breaking Bad was really low HP, but he drops right before he's able to cast it, and so the kill goes over to the Frozen Freljord. And in the mid lane, Branzusi just had a great solo kill. Gets a really good ult off on Orianna. Follows it up with a beautiful Q. Orianna did not see that coming. It was kind of in the trees, like hidden away. And then shot right out, and he's like, no, I made a mistake. And died.
Diamond gonna finish up those wolves. Has level 6 now, so has access to the Curse the Sad Mummy. And that AoE stun are available to him. Woolly Cow goes back and picks up Zerker Greaves. Interesting choice. Usually CAD carries really weight off on those attack speed boots, as they don't really give too many stats, but he does value the mobility in this lane. Meanwhile, a lot of One You Wish forced to flash in this mid lane. Does not want to take too much harass.
Yeah, One You Wish creating a 2-level disparity all by himself, even in a somewhat 2v1 situation. Amumu did gank once, fed him a buff. No, it was a really unfortunate dive, and he's just exploited it completely. Has a 20 CS lead, 2 levels, so huge advantage to Branzusi and his, extremely rare Vel'Koz.
The bottom lane now. Woolly Cow doesn't exactly have an advantage anymore. There's a mid-turret goes down, but Chris Hansen's Garen going in onto Crush. Brings him below half.
Chris Hansen just did a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of damage.
Oh, that's a great shield.
Oh, and there's the Braum ult. He doesn't hit anyone. Not going to affect anyone. Jinx, so Woolly Cow going to try to fight back. Takes a lot of damage. The ultimate's coming off. Zig to Zag going to block that up. The heal was burnt. The bubble goes on to Lotta. The rockets are coming out. The Nami ult comes out. There's no mana on to control Chaos. Down goes Lotta. Control Chaos trying to finish off Woolly Cow. Gonna finish him off.
Got him.
Zig to Zag. Gonna try to get the double kill. He will. In the top lane, a failed gank from TSM Diamond for
Chris Hansen running a 2v1.
Crush gonna ult, not gonna survive. Chris Hansen taking the turret. They'll get a double kill onto Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was taking the turret. Breaking Bad gonna get out alive.
Here comes Branzusi.
And here Branzusi with another Vel'Koz laser. Will he be able to get the kill? No! The true damage not enough. One tick from dead.
That laser is doing a lot of damage.
That laser
Branzusi, man.
Does
what a Vel'Koz
almost
player.
600 total damage if you hit by the whole entire duration. That is a lot of damage.
Branzusi doing work on Vel'Koz. This is kind of an inspiration. I think I'm going to go spam some Vel'Koz games now. He's doing
almost got 40 CS lead, 2 kill lead. He's just huge right now. When he goes back and picks up items, he's going to be a scary Vel'Koz. Gets the Athenians. What else will he get with his purchase? No, he only got 500 gold, so likely just wards. Yep, picks up a pink ward.
Pink ward and some potions. Doesn't swap his trinket out, decides he does need that extra vision instead of the sweeper's lens. But yeah, everything so far this game is going the Frozen Freljord's way. Minus a trade top lane and the kill in the bottom lane by Braum. I mean, things really couldn't be looking better for them right now. They're winning this early game extremely hard, and they have a comp that scales extremely well into the late game.
They definitely do.
Mid game. Well.
Mid game, definitely mid game.
Come late game though, the Noxian have a great composition for it, so
they have a really good composition for the late game.
Here comes TSM Diamond trying to make some big plays in the bottom lane. Breaking Bad is here for the counter.
The bubble gonna land onto Lada. Holy cow, gonna get stunned up by TSM Diamond. He's gonna go down. This story signals bad news for Breaking Bad and Zigzag. They're gonna stay in.
Breaking Bad has ultimate if he needs it.
Oh,
ooh.
TSM Diamond gonna go down. Breaking Bad gonna get out with his life. Controlled Chaos.
Here comes Franzusi.
Is gonna take him down.
Wow. And Zigzag kept late.
Another Q. The laser beam is enough with the true damage proc. I believe that's what went off.
Maybe Franzusi though.
Franzusi,
wow.
a monster right now with that roam, turning a failed counter gank into a double kill.
Yeah, Franzusi definitely turned that gank around. Breaking Bad does get away. A nice flash from Zigzag to pick up the kill with the Nami tidal wave thing. Don't know what the skill's called.
Chris Hansen taunting the members of the Noxian Elite. Now throwing 3 members up there. TSM Diamond gonna leave though. Franzusi and Zigzag gonna try to steal away this blue buff. Control Chaos gonna try to contest.
Comes a
There's
move
3 members. Here comes a knockoff from Control Chaos. Franzusi flashes away. Woolly Cow is now in the mix. Control Chaos taking a lot of damage. Blue buff gonna go over to a Moo, but denied that blue buff from going over Oriana. Does the Frozen Freljord. Chris Hansen just still being a menace. 2-level advantage. Has a Sunfire cape in this top lane. Breaking Bad maybe looking for an engage in the bottom lane. Not gonna happen though.
Yeah, Breaking Bad doesn't have his ultimate up for quite some time. Not quite some time, but a good amount of time. Doesn't have enough for the engage there. In the top lane, we saw the Noodles fighting. Garen doesn't really do that much damage, but it happens over time, and Crusher Crush just doesn't do damage to Garen. He's very tanky at this point.
Yeah, Ninja Tabby and his Sunfire cape will keep him quite healthy against this Riven, and his Qs are just chunking her. Oh, the ultimate, not enough. But the spin to win will take it home for Chris Hansen.
Yeah, and the one you wish, looking for the roam here, but Chris Hansen's going to be long gone.
Yeah, he's going to be long on running all the way back to the safety of his turret.
Yeah, very safe play there by Chris Hansen. He could have just backed anywhere, but decides to take the safe route. And it's probably the smarter one. He might have gotten caught out in the end. And comes out with a free solo kill.
Blue team, Frozen Freljord looking to clear out this pink ward. They don't know about the other ward that Noxian Elite have on that.
They also have no pinks or sweepers up, so.
Here comes the Nami ult. It will hit Lada. Will there be a bubble to follow? Yes, there will. Breaking Bad does the Dragon's Descent into the fight. The laser beam from Franzusi will pick up the kill onto Lada. Control Chaos trying to chase out Control Chaos. Has the Nami slow. Bubble does not land. Control Chaos will get out of there. Holy cow. A little too far up. Doesn't take any turret shots though. Franzusi chunky Control Chaos.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. The double proc from the W. Enough to take down. Jinx Rocket completely whiffs.
Franzusi just putting in work. A squared plus B squared equals Frozen Freljord gonna win this game. He's 6-0 with this one. 133 CS in 16 minutes. The guy's just going off this game.
Now they're getting damage on the start, and Chris Hansen is being a menace to Crusher Crush. Is not allowing him to get anywhere getting near back. Oh, sorry. Not able to get back in the game through CS as Chris Hansen just keeps denying him. Diamond going really low in this bottom lane. Gets this curse inside. Mummy off. The ultimate, the Charman Shockwave goes off from Oriana. The one you wish taking a lot of damage from Franzusi though. Gonna force him back.
Yeah, this Rebel Cause shines. They cannot chase him. He is just too good at kiting.
Chris Hansen is just tanking inhibitor turrets at this point. This is not a good sign for the Noxian Elite. Noxian Elite really need to do something about this. Crusher Crush is going to be so far behind at this point, and Chris Hansen is just denying Crusher Crush minions, proxying between the turrets.
Riven's just not going to be relevant this game. It's not really anything he could do.
Yeah, gets some damage onto Chris Hansen. Still dancing. Wow. Trying to disrupt them. The ultimate comes out. Crush gonna have to go back to base and heal. But Chris Hansen's still gonna draw 2 members
of the
Noxian Elite. There's no pressure on the map from the Frozen Freljord to really take advantage of the fact that Chris Hansen is drawing these members up here. All of them went back to base to buy items.
I didn't realize Trick 2G was in this game. Chris Hansen just doing the disrespect with the Gary in this game.
You can see as he has his passive on. Not up right now, he just took damage. Really just distracting them. Crusher Crush gonna pick up the—
Oh my God.
He flashes over the wall, just a shrivel of HP. He's gonna run away with 2 members of his team, gonna assist him. Just Chris Hansen.
And not even Chris Hansen could have thought he would have survived that. The Flash Ultimate Ribbon leaves him with just a sliver of HP and gets out, even after all the disrespect. He really deserved to die there. But in the end, he gets out scotch-free. Flash for a flash, that works.
Control casting a lot of damage in this mid lane. Does not go down to the Vel'Koz laser. Breaking Bad going on to Crusher Crush. No ultimate available to him. The red buff is just enough to take down Crusher Crush. 1 and 5, not having a great game right now.
Yeah, normally you don't see a jungle Shyvana at that, able to 1v1 your top lane Riven, but Crusher Crush is just too weak now. Chris Hansen denied him too much XP, too much gold. That's it. There's nothing else you could do in Riven.
2 level advantage top lane. 1 level advantage mid lane. That was 2 level advantage for a lot of the game.
The big thing with Riven is you cannot be this behind.
Oh, it gets a lot of taking out a huge chunk from Vel'Koz. Down to very low HP. Gonna have to recall.
Yeah, the other big thing is Chris Hansen's able to get away with building full tank because he has a very, very strong mid laner. This Vel'Koz putting out a ton of damage. Jinx isn't particularly strong right now, but she's strong enough where Chris Hansen could just rely on himself.
Guns gonna get taken out by the Jinx ultimate rocket. The 2-man shockwave gonna try to turn this fight. Branzusi's down. That's their major damage. Holy Cow is gonna go down. There's the stun. The one you wish picking up another kill.
But here comes Breaking Bad.
Freljord, maybe overextending, but here comes Breaking Bad. The AoE from the burnout, not going to be enough, gets taken out. TSM Diamond flashes over the wall. Here comes Chris Hansen, will he be able to make an impact? He's getting slowed by the dissonance. The one you wish and TSM Diamond gonna try to run away. Sped up by distance, gonna slow him. Goes Chris Hansen with the dissonance, and they're gonna get away. 3-for-1 fight for
the
Noxian Elite, trying to make their way back into this game.
Yeah, great fight. That's what they needed right there. They got a big catch out on Branzusi, on Holy Cow, both with 1 Oriental. That normally shouldn't happen, but it does, and they pick up a 3-for-1 when they're behind almost 10,000 gold at 20 minutes. Here comes Chris Hansen. He's hungry for blood.
Chris Hansen just diving the turret. There's the ultimate in the base. Zigzag gonna drop to Lada. Lada with the kill. Chris Hansen gonna get stunned. He is really tanky though with the Warmog and Sunfire. He's not gonna get away. He's gonna go down to TSM Diamond. A shutdown. That's gonna get them some items. Not sure that's what they wanted that gold on though.
Overall there, they kill every single member of the Frozen Freljord, even though they were behind so much gold. Now it's only a 9,000 gold lead. But Frozen Freljord still bought a lot of items there. Zusi picks up his Death Cap, a Amplifying Tome. So he's very, very strong at this point. Chris Hansen doesn't really pick up anything, but Jinx does finish up the Infinity Edge there. So big item spike there as well.
Interesting choice to pick up the Home Guard boots so early on AD carry. Another kind of money dump that's not going towards damage.
Yeah, 500 gold or 475 gold, it's not crazy, it's not game breaking, but it is a bit weird. He could have picked up a dagger, a Doran's blade, potions and wards. Yep. So definitely some better choices possibly there.
Yeah,
but
definitely this is making Baron is being started. There's no vision by the Noxian Elite.
Breaking Bad is not very tanky though.
Breaking Bad's not very tanky. Only has a Ancient Golem for tank stats. Chris Hansen just distracting the enemy team. But the Vel'Koz Q goes over the wall. I don't know if Crusher Crush saw that. And they're going to get this Baron with Branzusi taking Baron. That's a Baron. free Baron for the Frozen Freljord.
Yeah, the Noxian are going to see that they got it from the buff on Garen.
And Garen gonna try to clear the minions as he exits. Chris Hansen gonna go very low. Will he be able to get out? Woolly Cow picks up a kill onto Crusher Crush, and here comes the cavalry. Will they be able to save Chris Hansen? No, they won't, but will there be a fight? The Vel'Koz goes out. Oh, the knockup from Namio was perfect there. Catches Amumu, and he'll go down to the Vel'Koz laser. A knockup onto Control Chaos. He's gonna get bursted by Vel'Koz. Another kill for Branzusi's Vel'Koz. He's just going off this game.
Branzusi is just huge at this point, and his passive scales with levels, so because he has such a huge level advantage in this game, 2 levels over or a level over Orianna, 2 levels over most people on the team, 3 on some, 4 on Braum. He's doing a lot of damage.
Breaking Bad was trying to pick up Lotta, but they used him for recalling for quite a bit. Lotta just finally getting the recall off. But it's too late to save this inhibitor. Is Branzusi gonna stuff the home guarding Braum from pursuing Keys and Diamond? Gonna get a 3-man ulti off. A 2-man shockwave. Woolly Cow goes down. So does Zigtu Zag. Breaking Bad goes in. He's gonna go down. Branzusi's still alive, but
they can't chase Branzusi though. He's too strong.
Gonna pick up Control Chaos. And they are too low to fight this now, as Chris Hansen and Branzusi stand amongst the wreckage.
And honestly, these are the 2 people that could probably 2v3 the remaining members very easily. Chris Hansen can take these towers for days, and Branzusi's putting out a ton of damage.
And it looks like, almost feels like the Frozen Failure want to end this game now. Crusher Crush going low. There goes the Vel'Koz laser. Not gonna deal too much damage as everyone gets out of range. Branzusi showing who's boss right now. But now all members of the Noxian leader up. The top turret falls to minions. I think at this point, Frozen Failure need to back off, and they do. Chris Hansen just regenning up so much health right now. Got a Warmogs. Oh, Crusher Crush getting knocked back. Here comes Chris Hansen. Another Vel'Koz Q is blocked by DSM9, but it's not enough to save Crusher Crush. Chris Hansen picking up the kill with the ultimate. Control Chaos kind of caught. Oh, 1UH flashing the knock-up. He's gonna get away. Now Control Chaos is the focus for the Frozen Freljord. He's bound to go down. Kind of caught behind enemy lines. Woolly Cow will pick up that kill. And now they're gonna focus down onto this next inhibitor turret. Gonna pick up another inhibitor, and this could easily be the game here for the Frozen Freljord. 2 members are down. One is respawning just now for the Noxian Elite. But Woolly Cow is just tearing through these Nexus turrets. 1 to fall here. The second to follow. Here comes Crusher Crush and Diamond. No, 1-man ulti takes out Woolly Cow. But Branzusi is left untouched. Branzusi just tearing up TSM Diamond. Trying to go on into Lotta, but Crusher Crush is on him. Breaking Bad ults Crusher Crush away from Branzusi. There's the Vel'Koz laser. Chunks Lotta so low. Lotta getting back to the fountain. Breaking Bad taking 2 fountain shots. He's going to go down, but the Frozen Freljord might have just sealed this game, picking up 2 Nexus turrets. They're just going to have to wait for people to respawn and just going to push that down and end the game.
Yeah, very sloppy play, though, in the end there by the Frozen Freljord. They had a huge goal lead. They had Baron buff. They ended up getting caught out by some very good ultimates by Orianna, by Amumu. In the end, they do pick up 2 Nexus towers and a, 2 for 2, 2 for 3, I don't know. But the big thing is the Noxian Elite survive. They do fight another day. How long that day will last, we'll find out in the coming minutes, but I do see their end.
Definitely. So Noxian on their last life. They gotta hold this base. They have no Nexus turrets. It's very unlikely they can turn this game, but with no defenses, no turrets to fall back to in their base. And only the 1 inhibitor turret, and there's no way they're gonna convince the Frozen Freljord to really fight on that turret. And even if they do, I think the Frozen Freljord can just dive this turret, end this game quite easily.
This is just not looking good.
Inhibitor is respawning. That will help them.
We did point out they do have a very good scaling composition. Orianna is extremely fed. It's really shadowed by the team's performance, but Orianna is very strong. 517, Death Cap Athenes, so they do have that going for them. Had Orianna if Orianna gets another big ultimate off, it could mean another fight for
trying to find the initiate. Breaking Bad gonna go in onto Orianna. He's just gonna go for the Nexus. He's trying to focus it down. Chris Hansen gonna follow suit. Branzusi gonna try to take out the one you wish. Oh, the laser was, I think, interrupted. No, there's the laser. Laser going out. Lotta going really low. The Nexus going low. Tiasa and Diamond goes down to Woolly Cow. If Woolly Cow just focuses the Nexus, his game will surely end, but Controlled Chaos is preventing him. Zig2Zag is focusing it. Chris Hansen is focusing it. That's going to be the game for the Frozen Freljord.
A great game. Orianna and people of the Noxian tried their best, but it just wasn't enough. Branzusi and the Frozen Freljord just put up a fantastic game. Especially Branzusi and Chris Hansen. They both, I feel like they completely shut down the opponent laners. Even though Orianna did really well, in lane, Orianna was getting destroyed. It really came when later fights, One You Wish got pretty fed off that, but in lane, Branzusi completely dismantled the One You Wish. That was very clear with the 2 solo kills that he got. Or the 1 solo kill that he got, and the huge CS lead, and the level lead. And, well, in the end, both teams played really well, but only one team could win. The Frozen Freljord pull it out.